Have you ever felt it? That slow, insidious creep of an invisible burden. A weight that settles not just on your shoulders, but deep within your bones, in the very marrow of your being? Perhaps it's the relentless hum of anxiety, a constant companion whispering doubts in the quiet hours. Or maybe it's a profound weariness, a fatigue that no amount of sleep can conquer, draining the color from your days and the spark from your spirit. What if the life you meticulously built, the one that felt solid and predictable, suddenly began to crumble, not with a dramatic crash, but with a quiet, unsettling erosion, leaving you questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself, your capabilities, your future? For years, Mark had been the bedrock of his small accounting firm, a man of meticulous ledgers and reassuringly steady routines. His name, Mark Johnson, was as unremarkable as his daily commute through the suburban streets of Portland, Oregon. He wasn't a whirlwind of glitter and glue, but a quiet architect of financial stability. His days filled with the precise calculations of balance sheets and the reassuring rhythm of client consultations. His evenings were a comfortable ritual, a shared meal with his wife, Sarah, discussing their day, followed by tending to his meticulously organized workshop in the garage, where he found solace in the careful restoration of antique radios. Life wasn't a grand adventure, but it was orderly, purposeful, and he felt a quiet, unwavering confidence in his ability to navigate its currents. He had a sense of control, a quiet assurance that he could manage the small bumps and bruises of existence. Then, one crisp autumn morning, a different kind of chill settled in. It wasn't a bump. It was a subtle, yet undeniable shift in the very ground beneath his feet. The numbers on his spreadsheets, once clear and logical, began to blur. His memory, once sharp as a tack, started playing tricks, misplacing crucial details, forgetting client names he'd known for years. The familiar comfort of his workshop became a source of frustration, as his hands, once steady and precise, trembled slightly, making delicate repairs impossible. This wasn't a bad cold. It was an insidious fog, creeping into every corner of his mind, stealing his focus, his clarity, his very sense of self. It stole his sleep, replacing restful nights with hours of restless rumination, each forgotten detail a fresh stab of fear. It siphoned his energy, leaving him drained and depleted even before the day began. And eventually, insidiously, it began to steal his ability to trust his own judgment, transforming simple decisions into monumental challenges. The world, once a place of vibrant activity, began to shrink. Doctor's appointments became his new routine, a dizzying, exhausting parade of specialists, each with their own set of questions, their own battery of tests, and an increasingly complex, often contradictory series of diagnoses. Each new label, early onset cognitive decline, then chronic fatigue syndrome, then something else, a cascade of medical jargon and uncertain prognoses, felt less like an answer that would bring relief and more like another brick in a wall closing him in, trapping him within the confines of his own faltering mind. He remembered sitting at his desk one afternoon, the afternoon sun casting long shadows across his office, and he stared at a half-finished tax return, the numbers swimming before his eyes. The simple act of focusing, of making sense of the data, felt monumental, utterly impossible. His workshop, once a source of peace, a place where he found solace and connection to tangible creation, now mocked him with its unfinished projects, a silent testament to his fading mental acuity. The hum of the office, once the very essence of his professional life, now felt like a distant echo from a life he no longer recognized. A life that seemed to belong to someone else, someone sharper, someone whole. Perhaps that's not exactly your story. Maybe your struggle isn't primarily a cognitive fog or relentless mental fatigue. Perhaps it resides more in your spirit, a deep weariness that no amount of rest can soothe. Or maybe it's in the relentless pressure of a life that feels too heavy to carry, a burden of responsibilities, anxieties, or losses that have accumulated, pressing down on your soul. But perhaps the feeling is profoundly familiar. That sudden jarring shift from a life that felt manageable, predictable, even joyful, to one that feels utterly beyond your control. That moment when the ground beneath you gives way, when the familiar landscape of your existence crumbles, and you're left wondering how you'll ever find your footing again, how you'll ever navigate this new, terrifying terrain. It's the shock of realizing that the life you knew, the person you were, might be gone, replaced by something fragile, something uncertain. In this space, we're going to walk through something together. We're not here to offer quick fixes or empty promises. Instead, we'll sit with a story, much like Mark's, and allow it to resonate with our own experiences. We'll then turn to an ancient psalm, a voice from millennia past, and listen to what it might speak into our modern struggles. We'll reflect on what its timeless wisdom might mean for us today, in the very real, messy, and often painful context of our lives. And then, if you're willing, if your heart is open to it, we'll pray. You'll see a candle burning here with us, a small, steady flame. It's not just decoration. It's a quiet, profound symbol of God's light. A reminder that His presence arrives not at the convenient end of the darkness, when all problems are solved, but right in the middle of it, when confusion and pain are at their peak. It's a gentle, persistent reminder that even when everything feels dim, when hope seems to have vanished, a flicker of presence remains, a quiet assurance that you are not alone. Mark, in his quiet office, still sat with his blurred spreadsheets, the silence of the room pressing in around him, amplifying the internal clamor of his confusion and fear. The diagnoses had piled up, the treatments offered little relief, and the path forward was shrouded in a thick fog of uncertainty. He wasn't looking for definitive answers anymore, or a miraculous cure. He was simply looking for a way to breathe, a way to exist, a way to find a sliver of peace in the midst of the storm that had become his life. Mark, in his quiet office, staring at those blurred numbers, isn't just a character in a story we're telling. He's a mirror, reflecting a feeling that many of us know intimately, a profound sense of dislocation and loss, that sense of being utterly blindsided, of a life that was once vibrant and full now feeling constrained, diminished, reduced to a shadow of its former self. Perhaps for you, it's not the cognitive fog, not the specific diagnosis of early onset cognitive decline or chronic fatigue, but the relentless, soul-crushing exhaustion that comes with a chronic condition. The kind that steals your breath even when you're just sitting still. The kind that makes the simplest tasks feel like climbing a mountain. It might be the profound frustration of a mind that simply won't cooperate, no matter how much you plead with it, no matter how much you push yourself, no matter how many treatments you try. It's the quiet, persistent grief for the person you used to be, the sharp, capable individual who could think clearly, plan without hesitation, and engage fully with the world. It's the mourning for the activities you used to love, the hobbies that brought you joy, the social gatherings you once cherished. It's the painful realization that the future you once envisioned, filled with career milestones, family adventures, or intellectual pursuits, now feels uncertain, perhaps even impossible. It's the fear that whispers in the middle of the night, a cold, insidious voice asking if this is all there is now, if joy has packed its bags and left for good, if you are destined to live out your days in this state of perpetual struggle. And perhaps, most painfully, it's the feeling of being profoundly misunderstood, of having to constantly explain an invisible battle to a world that values visible strength, quick fixes, and a cheerful disposition. It's the burden of hearing well-meaning but hurtful advice, of feeling like a burden, of watching others move on with their lives while you remain stuck. When you're in that place, when the world feels like it's closing in, shrinking around you, and your own mind feels like a stranger, a betrayer, it's easy to feel utterly, completely alone. You might feel like no one could possibly understand this specific texture of confusion, this particular kind of weariness, this unique blend of mental and emotional exhaustion that defines your daily existence. But what if I told you that 3,000 years ago, long before modern medicine, long before our current understanding of chronic conditions, someone felt exactly this? And they wrote it down. They didn't have our medical terms, our sophisticated diagnoses, but they knew what it was like to feel confined, to feel trapped, to wonder where God was in the midst of their suffering, to question if they were truly seen, truly known, truly cared for in their deepest vulnerability. Listen to these words from Psalm 23 and let them breathe for a moment, allowing them to settle into the quiet spaces of your own experience. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. Think about that for a moment. He makes me lie down in green pastures. When your mind is racing, when anxiety is a relentless current, when every thought feels like a battle, the idea of being made to lie down can feel complicated, even contradictory. Is God really here in this relentless mental fog? In this profound inability to focus? In this isolation? Or is His presence only for the clear-headed, the productive, the joyful? The psalmist continues, painting a picture of God's restorative presence that defies our human limitations. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Restores my soul. These are not just poetic metaphors for spiritual renewal. They represent the absolute extremes of human experience, the highest highs of clarity and purpose, and the lowest lows of confusion and despair. The psalmist is making an audacious claim. There's no escaping God's restorative presence. But for someone living with cognitive decline, the depths aren't just a metaphor for sadness or spiritual desolation. They can be the literal depths of a mind that feels broken, a spirit that feels weary beyond measure, a life that feels limited in every conceivable way. It's the depth of the bed you can't get out of, the depth of the fatigue that pulls you down into an inescapable slumber, the depth of the confusion that anchors you to a single spot. And the psalm insists, with unwavering certainty, even there, in those deepest, darkest, most confined spaces, God is present, not just waiting for you to climb out, not just observing from a distance, but there, with you, in the very act of being made to lie down, in the forced surrender to your limitations. And the psalmist expands this idea of inescapable presence even further. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Darkest valley. This is a powerful image of navigating profound uncertainty, of trying to find a way where clarity isn't, where the limitations don't exist, where you can finally be free. It's the longing for a fresh start, a new beginning, a place untouched by suffering. And yet, the psalmist says, even in those imagined escapes, or in the very real desire to flee from what is, from the current reality of your mind and your life, God's hand is there, not to pull you out immediately, not to erase the reality of your situation with a sudden miracle, but to guide you, to comfort you. It's a presence that doesn't demand you be well to be seen, or whole to be held. It's a presence that meets you exactly where you are, in the mind you have, in the confusion you carry, in the limitations that define your day. It's a presence that says, I am with you, even here, even now. Look at the candle burning with us. It's a small flame, easily overlooked in the vastness of the world, but it persists. It doesn't need a grand stage or perfect conditions to offer its light. It simply is. And in its quiet persistence, its unwavering glow, it reminds us that God's presence isn't always a booming voice from the heavens or a dramatic, instantaneous intervention. Sometimes it's a steady, quiet light, burning in the darkness, a constant companion, even when you can't feel its warmth, even when you doubt its existence. It's a testament to a love that endures, a presence that remains. This psalm, this ancient voice, invites us to consider a radical truth, that perhaps God is not just in the places of strength and healing, in the moments of triumph and ease, but profoundly, intimately, and unfailingly in the very places of our weakness and our chronic struggle. It challenges our assumptions about where God can be found and asks us to open our hearts to a presence that transcends our understanding. We've just touched on the profound and often challenging idea that God's presence isn't limited by our circumstances, no matter how dire, how confining, or how relentlessly painful those circumstances might be. This is especially true when those circumstances are as pervasive and unyielding as chronic illness. It's a powerful thought, a comforting promise on the surface. But what does it really mean when you're living it, day in and day out? When the mental fog is not just a fleeting visitor, but a constant, unwelcome companion, a shadow that never leaves your side? When the future feels less like an open road stretching before you, and more like a series of closed doors, each one slamming shut on a dream, a possibility, a piece of the life you once knew. The psalmist speaks of God being present, even though I walk through the darkest valley. This image of walking through the darkest valley is so incredibly vivid, isn't it? It's not just visiting the valley for a brief, uncomfortable stay. It's settling in, making a home there, accepting a prolonged residency in a place you never wanted to be. What does it truly feel like to walk through the darkest valley of chronic illness? Is it the profound, bone-deep exhaustion that forces you to lie down when every fiber of your being yearns to be up, to be active, to be productive? Is it the reluctant surrender to a reality you can't change? A mind that simply won't obey your will, no matter how fiercely you command it? Is it the quiet, almost imperceptible shift from fighting against your limitations to simply existing within them, finding a way to make peace with the new constrained boundaries of your life? And if God is there, in that very act of walking through the darkest valley, in that forced surrender, in that quiet acceptance of what is, what does that say about the nature of His presence? It suggests a God who doesn't just wait for us to recover, to be better, to be whole in the way the world defines it. It suggests a God who is intimately acquainted with our limitations, who doesn't shy away from the places we feel most broken, most vulnerable, most despairing. It's a presence that doesn't demand strength, doesn't require us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, but meets us precisely in our weakness, in our inability to cope, in our utter dependence. It means that your forced rest, your quiet moments of confusion, your inability to do what you once did, to achieve what you once aspired to, these are not moments of absence for God. They are, perhaps, moments of profound presence. If we can learn to perceive them differently, if we can open our eyes to a different kind of divine encounter, it's a presence that transforms the very act of surrender into an act of worship, a quiet testament to a God who is big enough to hold even our brokenness. Then there's the equally powerful image of I shall not want. The psalmist asks, with a raw honesty that resonates across millennia, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Have you ever felt the overwhelming urge to flee from your own mind, from the relentless reality of your illness, to escape the constant confusion, the nagging fatigue, the endless cycle of appointments, tests, and medications, to escape the well-meaning but often hurtful advice, the pitying glances, the unspoken judgments? And in those moments of wanting to escape, of longing for a different reality, does it ever feel like you're also trying to flee from God? Because if God were truly good, truly powerful, truly loving, wouldn't this confusion be gone? Wouldn't this suffering be lifted? Wouldn't He intervene and make things right? This isn't a question born of malice or a failure of faith in the traditional sense. It's an honest human cry, a desperate plea from a heart that feels stretched to its breaking point. And the psalm doesn't condemn it. Instead, it offers a radical, almost shocking reassurance. There is nowhere you can go, no corner of your suffering, no hidden thought of anger or despair, no secret wish for oblivion, where God is not already present. This isn't about God trapping you in your pain, holding you captive in your suffering. On the contrary, it's about God refusing to abandon you to it, refusing to leave you alone in the valley. It's about a presence that is so vast, so encompassing, so utterly pervasive, that even your desire to escape, your very longing for absence, is held within it. It means that your frustration, your anger, your quiet moments of wishing things were different, your moments of doubt and questioning, these are not pushing God away. They are, in a strange and beautiful way, part of the landscape of His unwavering presence, an honest dialogue with a God who can handle your deepest, most unvarnished emotions. And finally, the psalmist speaks of God's rod and staff. They comfort me. This image of being comforted, when your mind feels like it's betraying you, when your future feels uncertain, a blank page filled with question marks, when the ground beneath you feels shaky, unstable, threatening to give way at any moment, What does it truly mean to be comforted? Does it feel like a promise of miraculous protection from the storm? A guarantee that the winds will cease and the sun will immediately break through the clouds? Or does it feel like a promise of unwavering stability within the storm? An anchor that keeps you from being swept away entirely, even as the waves crash around you. For someone living with chronic illness, being comforted might not mean a miraculous cure, a sudden reversal of symptoms, or a return to the life that was. It might mean the quiet, almost imperceptible strength to get through another day, to face another morning, to endure another hour. It might mean finding unexpected moments of peace amidst the discomfort, small pockets of grace in the midst of relentless mental fog. It might mean the profound grace to accept what cannot be changed, to make peace with the unchangeable, and the quiet courage to redefine what a meaningful, fulfilling life looks like within new, often challenging boundaries. It's a presence that doesn't promise to remove the struggle, to erase the pain, but promises to be the anchor that keeps you from drifting away entirely, from losing yourself in the vastness of your suffering. It means that even when your mind feels like it's failing, when your spirit feels overwhelmed, there is a deeper holding, a spiritual embrace that remains constant, unwavering, and utterly reliable. This psalm, then, isn't just a beautiful, ancient poem to be admired from a distance. It's an urgent, living invitation to a different kind of spirituality, one that doesn't depend on perfect health or boundless energy to thrive. It's a spirituality for the mind that doesn't function as it should, a spirituality that embraces the reality of chronic illness, not as a spiritual failure, but as a unique landscape for encountering the divine. It's a spirituality that allows for lament, for anger, for doubt, and yet still finds a way to hold on to hope, not in the absence of pain, but in the presence of God within it. So how can this ancient wisdom, this profound understanding of God's unwavering presence, enter your daily life right now, in the midst of your confusion, your fatigue, your struggle, when anxiety spikes, perhaps when a new, alarming symptom appears, or an old, familiar one flares with unexpected intensity, threatening to overwhelm you, you might return to that fragment from the psalm. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Let it be a gentle, yet firm, reminder that even in the throes of panic, even in the grip of fear, even when your mind races with worst-case scenarios, God is there. You don't need to find a perfect, quiet place to pray or achieve a serene state of mind. Just acknowledge the presence that is already with you, encompassing your fear, holding your anxiety. It's a simple act of turning towards what is already present. Before sleep, when the day's accumulated fatigue settles heavy on your mind, a crushing weight that makes every thought ache, and the thought of another restless, confusion-filled night looms large, you could sit with the line, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters." Let it be a quiet permission to rest, to surrender to the mind's desperate needs, to let go of the struggle, knowing that even in that vulnerable, often lonely state, you are not alone. God is there, in the quiet darkness, in the depths of your exhaustion, holding space for your confusion and your need for rest. When the sheer weight of your condition becomes too much to bear, when you feel utterly unseen, unheard, or misunderstood by the world around you, try saying a phrase from the psalm out loud, perhaps whispering it. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. It's not a magic incantation that will instantly erase your confusion, but it can be a powerful anchor for your soul. Speaking it aloud can sometimes shift something internally, a subtle reorientation, reminding you of a truth that exists beyond your immediate feelings, beyond the overwhelming sensations in your mind. It's a way of actively inviting that comforting presence into the very real mental and emotional experience of your struggle, allowing it to permeate your being. And as you do this, remember the candle burning here with us. It's more than just a visual prop. It's a tangible anchor, a small, steady flame that defies the surrounding darkness. It reminds us that light is present, always, even when everything else feels dark, overwhelming, and hopeless. It doesn't banish the darkness with a sudden, blinding flash, but it illuminates the space within it, making the unseen visible, making the terrifying less so. It's a quiet, persistent reminder of a presence that is always there, always holding, always illuminating, even if just a little, the path through the valley. Before we go any further, I want you to take a deep, cleansing breath. Let it fill your lungs, and then release it slowly, letting go of any tension you might be holding. We've journeyed through some intense reflections, allowing ancient words to speak into very modern pains. Sometimes, in the midst of such deep thought and raw emotion, words themselves need to stop. And in that silence, a different kind of communication can begin. A deeper understanding can emerge, doing what no sentence, however perfectly crafted, can achieve. I invite you now to simply be, to allow your mind to quiet, even for just a few moments. Let the weight of the words we've just shared and the weight of your own experiences settle. Look at the candle. Really look at it. See the flame, how it dances just slightly, a tiny, almost imperceptible flicker against the stillness of the air around it. Notice the subtle shifts in its shape, the way it seems to breathe with a life of its own. Observe the light it casts, a soft, warm glow that pushes back the encroaching shadows, not with force, but with a gentle, persistent radiance. It's quiet, isn't it? Utterly still, yet profoundly alive. It doesn't demand attention with a loud declaration or a dramatic display, but it holds its ground with an unwavering presence. It simply is. I invite you to breathe. Just one slow, deep breath. Let it fill your lungs completely, from the very bottom to the top, and then release it slowly, deliberately, letting go of any tension you might be holding in your shoulders, your jaw, your chest. Allow your body to relax, to soften. Stop trying to figure anything out for a moment. Stop analyzing, stop planning, stop worrying. Just be present. Let your gaze rest on that small, persistent light, that quiet beacon in the foreground of your vision. It's a simple image, yes, but it carries a profound and quiet truth. God's presence isn't always loud or dramatic. It's not always found in the grand gestures or the miraculous interventions we so often long for. Sometimes, it's just like this candle, a gentle, unwavering light, present in the quiet, present in the dark, present in the stillness, present in the very heart of your struggle. A quiet presence, just being with you, holding space for you, illuminating your path, one small flicker at a time. It's a reminder that even when you feel utterly alone, there is a light that never extinguishes, a presence that never departs. We've paused, taken a breath, and allowed the quiet, unwavering presence of the candle to speak to us for a moment. We've let its gentle light anchor us in the present, reminding us of a truth that transcends our immediate feelings. Now let's return to this journey, carrying that quiet presence with us as we go deeper into what it truly means to live with chronic illness and still, somehow, find God. This isn't about easy answers or platitudes. It's about honest wrestling. I don't know if this will make sense, if these words will resonate with your own experience, but there's something I keep coming back to, a raw truth that surfaces whenever I think about chronic mental struggle and faith. It's the unvarnished, often uncomfortable reality that sometimes prayer feels like talking to the ceiling. You pour out your heart. You articulate your deepest longings. You beg for clarity, for understanding, for a sign, for a glimmer of hope. And all you hear is silence. A deafening, echoing silence that can be more painful than the mental fog itself. Believing in God, truly believing with every fiber of your being, doesn't magically make the fear go away. It doesn't erase the profound exhaustion that permeates every cell of your being, or the deep, aching grief for the life you've lost, the person you used to be, the future you once envisioned. In fact, sometimes, in a cruel twist of irony, it can make it harder, because you find yourself asking the agonizing questions. Why would a loving God allow this? Why does he seem so absent, so distant, for so long that you begin to wonder if he was ever really there at all? If he is all-powerful, why doesn't he intervene? If he is all-loving, why does he permit such suffering? It's okay to admit that. It's okay to feel that. It's okay to voice those doubts, those frustrations, those moments of profound questioning. You are not alone in those feelings. They are part of the human experience of suffering. This isn't about having weak faith or a lack of spiritual fortitude. This is about being profoundly, authentically human. The valley is real, and sometimes it's not just a short passage. It's very, very long, stretching out before you with no discernible end in sight. And I want to be honest with you. I don't have all the answers. I can't promise you that things will get better in the way you hope, or that God will miraculously change your circumstances overnight. Mental fog doesn't magically disappear simply because faith exists. In fact, sometimes, in a paradox that defies easy explanation, genuine faith exists because struggle exists, forcing us to look for something beyond ourselves, beyond what we can control, beyond the limits of our own understanding. The profound tension between what we believe about God, his goodness, his power, his love, and what we experience in our minds and lives, the relentless confusion, the crushing fatigue, the unyielding limitations, is not a sign of failure. It's not an indication that you're doing something wrong. On the contrary, it's often the very ground where genuine, resilient, and deeply personal faith is forged. It's the honest space where we stop pretending, where we shed the masks of spiritual perfection and start truly seeking, truly wrestling, truly engaging with the divine in a way that is authentic and raw. What I've been sitting with for a while, what I've come to understand through my own journey and through listening to countless others, is that perhaps the ultimate goal isn't always resolution. It's not always about getting out of the valley, escaping the confusion, or finding a miraculous cure. Sometimes, the deepest, most transformative spiritual work is about reorientation, a fundamental shift in perspective, a way of being inside the same difficult situation that does not require the situation itself to change first. It's about finding a way to remain standing, to find meaning, to find glimpses of beauty, to find God, not after the storm has passed, not when the confusion finally subsides, but within the storm itself, in the very heart of the discomfort. It's about discovering that God isn't just waiting for you at the end of the tunnel, a distant light promising eventual relief, but is walking with you, step by painful step, through the tunnel itself, a constant, unwavering presence in the darkness. It's about learning to live fully, to love deeply, to find joy, not despite your condition, but sometimes, even through it, allowing it to refine and deepen your capacity for empathy and compassion. Mark, in his quiet office, still sits with his blurred spreadsheets. His circumstances haven't changed. The mental fog is still there, a dull hum that never quite leaves. The fatigue still weighs him down, but perhaps, just perhaps, the way he is standing inside it, the way he is perceiving his reality, is beginning to shift. He's not looking for an escape anymore, not desperately searching for a way out. Instead, he's beginning to look for a way to breathe, to be, to find a quiet sense of presence, right where he is, in the midst of his unyielding reality. He's learning to live in the now, not waiting for a future that may never come in the way he once hoped. Remember that powerful image from the Psalm, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." We explored it before, understanding it as God's provision. But now, let's add another, even more intimate and radical layer to that understanding. This isn't just about God being everywhere in the vast universe. It's about God being so intimately woven into the very fabric of your being, into the very cells of your mind, into the deepest recesses of your consciousness, that even the parts that ache, the parts that don't work as they should, the parts that feel broken, diminished, or diseased, are still profoundly within His presence. It means that your chronic illness, as devastating and isolating as it is, does not, cannot, separate you from God. It might feel like it does. It might make you question everything you ever believed. But the Psalm insists on a presence so pervasive, so utterly encompassing, that even your suffering, in its rawest form, is held within it. It's a radical, almost uncomfortable thought, that God is not just with you in your confusion, offering comfort from the outside, but perhaps, in some mysterious and profound way, in your confusion, transforming it from within, infusing it with a sacred dimension. It's not a promise that the confusion will vanish, but a promise that you are never, ever alone in it, that it is never meaningless, and that even in the depths of your suffering, you are held in the divine embrace. The candle, still burning with its quiet, persistent flame, reminds us of this profound truth. Its light doesn't make the darkness disappear entirely. It doesn't banish the shadows from the room, but it makes the darkness visible. It illuminates the contours of the shadows, and in doing so, it makes the darkness less terrifying, less overwhelming. The light is inside the tunnel, not just a distant, unreachable promise at the end. It's a quiet, persistent beacon, a constant companion, a reminder that even when you can't feel God, even when you can't see a way forward, even when your faith flickers and threatens to extinguish, the light of His presence is still there, holding space for you, holding you fast, illuminating your path one small flicker at a time. We're preparing our hearts now, not for definitive answers that might never come, but for a different kind of encounter. A quiet openness, a willingness to be held, to be seen, to be known, exactly as we are in our confusion and in our hope. We've journeyed through some incredibly difficult and deeply personal terrain together. We've acknowledged the raw, unvarnished reality of chronic mental struggle, the relentless fatigue, the profound limitations, and the agonizing questions it inevitably raises about faith, about God's goodness, and about His very presence in our lives. We've allowed the ancient, yet profoundly relevant words of the psalmist to echo in our own valleys of suffering, finding a surprising resonance, a deep understanding that transcends time. We've discovered that God's presence isn't just a distant promise waiting for us at the mountaintop of healing or resolution, but is deeply, intimately, and unfailingly present in the very depths where we often make our bed, in the quiet, painful corners of our existence. We've wrestled with the idea that perhaps true faith isn't about escaping the storm, but about finding a way to stand, to breathe, to find meaning and even joy, right within its relentless embrace now. As we prepare to move into a sacred and quiet time of prayer, I want to speak directly to you, from my heart to yours. This isn't a performance, and there are absolutely no right or wrong ways to pray, especially when your heart is heavy, when your mind aches, and when your spirit feels weary. This prayer is not about achieving a certain spiritual state or reciting perfect words. This prayer is, above all else, an invitation, a gentle, quiet, and profoundly personal invitation for you to bring exactly who you are, exactly what you feel, exactly what you carry, before God. No pretense, no masks, no need to be anything other than your authentic, vulnerable self. If you feel moved to, you might place a hand gently over your heart, a simple yet powerful gesture of self-compassion, of grounding yourself in your own body, and of acknowledging your presence in this moment. Or perhaps you might softly close your eyes, allowing yourself to turn inward, away from the distractions of the external world, creating a private sanctuary within. You could also simply rest your gaze on the candle that has been burning with us throughout this journey, letting its steady, unwavering flame be an anchor for your thoughts, a quiet focal point for your attention. Before we begin, I invite you to take one slow, deep breath, allowing it to fill you completely, to expand your chest and your spirit, and then releasing it gently, slowly, letting go of any tension, any expectation, any fear. There's no pressure here, no judgment, no expectation of a particular outcome. These are just invitations, gentle suggestions for you to find your own unique way into this sacred moment, to connect with the divine in a way that feels authentic and true to you. I don't know if this is a coincidence, if you stumbled upon this video by chance, or if you were led here by a deep, unspoken longing in your soul. But I believe, with every fiber of my being, that God can work with exactly what you've brought here today. He can work with your doubt, with the nagging questions that keep you awake at night, with the exhaustion that permeates your very being, with the anger you might feel towards your circumstances, towards your mind, perhaps even towards God Himself. He can work with the half-belief, that tiny flickering ember of hope that refuses to be extinguished, even when everything else feels dark. You don't need to clean yourself up, to put on a brave face, or to pretend to be stronger than you are. You don't need to have all the answers, or even know what to ask for. You don't need to articulate your confusion perfectly, or present a polished version of your faith. Just bring your honest self, your tired self, your questioning self, your broken self, your hopeful self, all of it, just as it is. This isn't about finding a quick fix, a sudden, miraculous cure that eradicates all your suffering. While we certainly pray for healing, this moment is about something deeper, something more foundational. It's about opening a space for connection, for profound presence, for the quiet, resilient hope that can exist and even flourish, even when external circumstances remain stubbornly unchanged. It's about allowing yourself to be held, to be seen, to be known by a love that is vast enough to encompass all your confusion, all your fear, all your questions, even when you feel too broken, too weary, too overwhelmed to hold yourself. It's about finding solace, not in the absence of confusion, but in the unwavering presence of God within it. If you're ready, if your heart feels a quiet stirring, let's pray together now. You don't need to say anything out loud unless you want to. Just let these words be a pathway for your own heart, a channel for your own unspoken longings and deepest truths. Allow them to resonate within you, giving voice to what might be too difficult to articulate on your own. Dear God, we come before you now, not with easy answers, not with a pretense of perfect faith, but with the raw, honest, and often messy truth of our lives. We lay bare the confusion that sits heavy within us, a constant, unwelcome guest. We name the relentless mental fog that permeates our minds, the profound fatigue that drains our very essence, the unyielding limitations that have come to redefine our days, reshaping our identities and our futures. We name the deep, quiet grief for the clarity we've lost, for the vibrant life that once was, for the dreams that have been deferred, or perhaps even shattered. We name the gnawing frustration with a mind that feels like a stranger, a betrayer, a vessel that no longer obeys our will. We name the quiet despair that sometimes whispers in the dark, threatening to consume us, questioning the very possibility of joy or meaning. We name the fear of what tomorrow might bring, the anxiety of an uncertain future, the struggle to find purpose and meaning when life feels so profoundly different from what we imagined, from what we planned, from what we deserved. We lay it all before you, Lord, without softening it, without spiritualizing it away, without pretending it's anything less than it is. This is our reality, Lord, in all its brutal honesty, and we bring it to you, trusting that you can handle it. And yet, even in this naming, even in this raw confession of our suffering, we declare your presence. We look at this small, persistent flame that has burned with us throughout this journey, and we remember that you are here, not just in the places of strength, in the moments of triumph, or in the seasons of ease, but profoundly, intimately, and unfailingly, in the very depths where we make our bed. You are here in the quiet moments of confusion, in the forced rest that our minds demand, in the tears that fall unseen, soaking our pillows in the dead of night. You are here when prayer feels like talking to the ceiling, when our words feel hollow, when our faith flickers and threatens to extinguish. You are here when hope feels like a distant memory, a cruel mirage in the desert of our suffering. You are here, not because we always feel you, not because our emotions confirm your proximity, but because you are the God who is always present, always near, always faithful, even when everything feels absent, even when our senses betray us. Your presence is a truth, not just a feeling. So we ask, Lord, for specific things, for the tangible graces that sustain us in this difficult journey. We ask for the quiet strength to get through the next morning, to face the day when our minds resist, when the thought of simply getting out of bed feels like an insurmountable task. We ask for moments of stillness and peace in the middle of the night, when the confusion or anxiety tries to steal our rest, to quiet the racing thoughts and the throbbing aches. We ask for the capacity to trust, even when trust feels unreasonable, when every fiber of our being wants to give up, to surrender to despair. We ask for the grace to take one more step, even when we don't know where the path leads, or if it leads anywhere at all, to simply put one foot in front of the other in faith. Guide us, Lord, not necessarily out of this valley, not necessarily by removing our suffering, but through it, showing us how to live fully, how to love deeply, how to find joy, how to discover meaning, even within the confines of our condition, even within the boundaries of our confusion. Teach us to find your light in the shadows, your presence in the quiet, your strength in our weakness. And now, Lord, we surrender. We lay down the heavy burden of trying to fix everything, of understanding everything, of being strong enough to carry this alone. We surrender our desperate need for control, our longing for a different reality, our relentless striving against what is. We lay it all at your feet, not because the weight is suddenly gone, not because the confusion has vanished, but because carrying it alone is no longer required, no longer sustainable. We trust that even in this act of surrender, your hand holds us fast, your presence surrounds us. For where can we go from your spirit? Where can we flee from your presence? Nowhere, Lord, nowhere. And for that profound, unwavering, inescapable presence, we are eternally and profoundly grateful. Amen. Thank you for joining me in this sacred space, for sharing this time, for bringing your honest heart and your deepest longings. God heard your heart, your questions, your confusion, and your prayers, even the ones you couldn't articulate. Remember that this journey is not a race, and there's no magical finish line where all the confusion suddenly disappears. But there is a constant, unwavering presence, a steady light that walks with you through every single step, through every dark valley, through every moment of quiet despair and every flicker of hope. You are not alone. If the weight comes back, as it often does, if the questions resurface, if the confusion becomes overwhelming, please feel free to return to this video, to these words, to this quiet space. Let it be a reminder that you are not alone, that your experience is valid, and that there is a God who sees you, knows you, and holds you fast. And perhaps, in your own journey, as you find solace and strength here, you might find yourself being that same kind of light for someone else you know, someone who is walking through their own valley right now, feeling isolated and unseen. Think of one person whose name comes to mind and consider sharing this video with them. It could be the quiet beacon they desperately need. If you feel comfortable, I invite you to leave a comment below, sharing what valley you might be walking through, or which psalm you'd want to hear explored next. It helps us to know we're not alone in these struggles, building a community of shared experience and mutual support. And if you'd like to stay connected to this kind of content, to continue exploring faith in the midst of real life, consider subscribing to the channel. It's a way of building a community that holds space for real faith, real pain, and real hope. A place where authenticity is valued above all else. May you find peace and presence in the days ahead, knowing you are deeply loved and profoundly held.